Good morning everyone, welcome to my channel. So you're probably wondering why I'm standing here staring at the elephant in the room. Literally, this chest of drawers is full, chockers full of yarn from my crocheting days. So if we roll back time, pre-journaling, pre-stitching, I was crocheting for about 4 years. And it got to the point where my wrists were starting to feel a bit of pain, and I thought I'd better start diversifying before I have an injury. So along came journal making and slow stitch, and I haven't got back to crocheting. I've done the odd thing, but when I moved to the new craft room, I had to pack up all my excess yarn, and this new cabinet I bought specially for my room, and it is totally chockers with yarn, which now I've decided is just space I need. So I decided to challenge my fellow YouTubers, not to crocheting, but to stash busting. And I know you are all out there. Here comes Fudgy. Don't you jump up in there, Fudge. No, 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 no. See, Fudgy's come to check it out. Look, it just continues. So I've arranged it all by colour. It's a veritable yarn shop in there. A little bit of baby yarn, a little bit more there, but basically it's 8-ply yarn, perfect for making rugs. I do have a plan for the baby yarn. I'll go through that in a minute. So a lot of these I can't do a lot with because they're what I call fancy yarns, but we'll see. But there's things in here that just never happen. This is a cardigan that I purchased at one of those fairs. Yes, I know, Fudge, it's deplorable, isn't it? Random bits, look, I've never used those. Got one of those, not enough to do anything with. And look, I've even got some of these, which made him. And yet I still have a little bit of yarn left. So the plan is stash busting, hashtag stash busting 2024 is going to be find a stash that's in your craft room. Could be fabric, papers, could be rubber stamps, could be things that cut holes in paper, punches. Enough's enough. We need the space. And this year we're going to have hashtag stash busting 2024. So if you type that into your YouTube search, it will bring up fellow YouTubers that have picked a stash in their room and are clearing it out. So I'll sit back down now, stop the video, and my challenge is going to be emptying this chest of drawers. All right, guys, back in a moment. Hi, guys, I'm back. I've got myself seated now at the table, and I will get cracking on stash busting. So, as I mentioned in the video just before, when I was standing looking at the elephant in the room, I plan to clear out my stash of yarns that I'm just not using. So most of them are 3 or 4 balls of a colour, maybe even less. But the plan is to use it and move it on. So I've been banging on about this for a week or so now in other videos. So we've created a hashtag stash busting 2024. There's one rule. Whatever you find in your stash that you decide to move on, it needs to be a donation. So you've got a couple options. You could send it to the thrift store so that people like myself that are constantly trolling thrift stores looking for all sorts of goodies may grab it and go yippee and add it to their stash. So that's the first option, or you gift to someone. And that's the line that I've decided I'm going to take with this yarn, because I could send it to the op shop, but I want to have a bit of fun, and I haven't crocheted for some time. So I've dug out the old crocheting hooks and some patterns, which I'll go through in a moment. But the plan of attack for me and my stash busting, it will take 12 months. You won't get a video every week, but you will get updates to see how I'm going, and it'll help keep me motivated. So like some other YouTubers out there, we're just going to be creating a bit of a playlist of what we're going to pull out of our cupboards, our stash, and do something with it or just move it on. So my plan, as I said, is crocheting. Now, these two rugs were made from my stash. Earlier in the year, when I was preparing my craft room to be packed up and moved, I saw all that yarn in a cupboard in the back bedroom, and I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I don't have time. It was a little bit overwhelming, so I sent a big bag of random colours, and they were literally bits of things, to my best friend Marianne, who has started crocheting with me and has continued. She's done a little bit of journaling and a little bit of slow stitch, but her passion is crocheting, where I've sort of moved on a little. And she has become very, very good at reading patterns. Me not so much, but I've got a bit of a technique that seems to muddle me through. And this is what came back, was a gorgeous rug full of random colours that she put together, and it's just gorgeous. It reminds me of Kate from Last Homely House, where she makes patches or squares or whatever and just keeps them in a big container and then makes a quilt out of them. So with that in mind, look at this one, just beautiful. And she's learning all these crocheted edges. I never got to this stage. I sort of moved on before I started exploring some of the decorative edges that you can put on quilts. So let me roll back a couple of years ago. Every May, Marianne and I would stop what we were crocheting and using scraps make some rugs. And we'd usually get 3 or 4 made, and then we'd take them to a local nursing home. And in my case, that was where my grandmother was, the seamstress, in Kingaroy at Arana. And we would donate to Arana our rugs. And they loved it. We loved it because it cleared the stash. Well, that sort of stopped happening because unfortunately my grandmother passed, and I just didn't have that connection anymore with a nursing home. So Marianne and I have built up quite a stash, as you can see by the drawers. So we've got a bit of, what would you say? We've got a bit of history in the making of rugs for nursing homes. We do lap size ones. Some are a little bit bigger, depending on, there might be, you know, a little bit of wool left, so we go that little bit bigger. But most of them are, if they're sitting in a chair, we just make them something beautiful to, you know, drape across their lap. And we connected with so many people. It was just, it was really, really special. So every May, it was put the hook down, go to the stash and create some rugs. That kept on top of all of the oddballs. That hasn't happened, and now I've got these drawers full, and I really want to fill it full of other treasures. So let's get started. Those are 2 rugs that we already have in the stash building exercise, ready to go to a nursing home. So I've gone looking for, let me just adjust my camera to make sure we're there. I've gone looking for patterns and things that I haven't thumbed through for a little while. And I'm hoping I can find some inspiration there to get me sort of going. Now, when I was standing at the buffet or the chest of drawers, you would have spotted the half finished, it's not even half finished, the rug on the top of the buffet. That's Sophie's Universe. Now, in a previous video, a year and a half ago, I did show that rug, and a lot of people wanted to know what the pattern was. So I've got the book. This is the pattern, and it is also on YouTube. So you can literally follow it through on YouTube and create this rug. Now, what a brilliant rug to get rid of a stash. It's not for me. I have worked my way, I think, to this mauve area here. It's to the point of going, and I've got an error somewhere, and it's just not coming together. I used the video, and I've even time-stamped right through the book. I must be up to this little piece of thread. Yeah, I'm up to here, and I think I've got an error. So I got really disheartened with it. Now, I've asked Marianne, who's very good at all this now, after, you know, 8 years of crocheting, if she would pick this up and finish it for me, because I would so love that in my craft room, and I've got the yarn and that will take care of a bit of yarn. So she's agreed that she will pick up from where I've left off and finish Sophie's Universe. She did one similar for one of her daughters. It was a big mandala and it was stunning, absolutely stunning. It was in cherry reds and creams and taupey colours. It was beautiful. So I'm hoping mine will be just as gorgeous, which it will, because I've seen the middle bit, which I've done. So it'd be lovely to have Marianne finish that. So that's the first plan in our stash busting. So remember, if you type into YouTube, into the search, hashtag stash busting 2024, you will pick up on any other YouTubers out there that may be stash busting and going through their, you know, stashes. So if you recall, when I was standing back over there, I had a couple little circles left from making the teddy. So for you out there that may have some yarn and you're joining into this crocheting phase, this is making the teddy, a brilliant way of getting rid of small little bits of yarn, but you do need to drop down into a smaller yarn size, probably a 3-ply or a 4-ply. I've got majority of 8-ply, so I'm going down the rugs. But if you've got baby yarn and what else? Baby yarn and sock yarn and those finer ones, these might be an idea for you. It's an African flower pattern. Copyright is to Heidi Bears. She has a website and you can get all of the patterns there. This one is her teddy. Now, Marianne, once again, has made heaps of these and she gifts them to people within her community because she's a teacher that has children. So very handy little pattern. So Heidi Bears is an option. So I've made a few of them. There's a great cheat sheet here that you can take with you in your sewing basket, and it just shows you how many squares you need to make or how many of these hexagons you need to make, whether it's a 4 or a nose patch or a pentagon or the actual hexagon itself or octagons. And it counts, you count down how many you need. So hexagons, I needed 5 for the head. I needed 6 pentagons for the head, and then a modified nose square and 2 ears. So it's that simple. So really worth looking into if you wanted to make some toys out of your stash and you've got some of the, you know, threads that suited the 4-ply and sock yarn. So just some additional ones that I've made, and I thought I'll just run through those patterns because it might send you off on a bit of a rabbit hole to get rid of, you know, some yarn. Hippopotamus, beautiful. I've made him, he's gorgeous. I did him in pastel colours. Marianne's made the Stegosaurus for her nephew. He came out beautifully. And her nephew's dad is in the Australian Army, so she made this little guy in army colours, and he was just beautiful, just beautiful. So when Dad's away on deployment, the little guy's got a army-inspired Stegosaurus. It was so gorgeous. I don't think either one, I definitely haven't made this. I don't think she has. I've made this guy. He is beautiful. I went to a wool mill in Nundle, which is northern New South Wales. That still is one of the last, I think, 2 wool mills in Australia. There might be 3, but 2. Making their own wool, and I bought a blue and a red and made this dragon. He is just beautiful. I've never done the tortoise, and I don't think we've done the pony, but there's literally quite a few in the range. So there's a bit of a snapshot of Heidi Bears. So if that suits your stash, if you are going down the track of sock yarn and 4-ply. So what I've got here is I just went to my cupboard and grabbed random bits that might inspire a pattern for me. So I've got quite a few crocheting books, but this seems to be where I've been most active, and things that I've either made or printed out. So I just want to have a quick thumb through and see if there's anything that catches my eye. So I don't mind, I want to make motifs. I don't want them too loose, because if someone pins it under their leg and then pulls it, you don't want it to be too, you know, lightweight. It needs to be able to handle a bit of toing and froing. So that is an option, but see those little holes around that perimeter, to me, no. What's this one? See, beautiful, but no. It says there's 6 designs. See, stuff like that, those sorts of patterns I find boring. Backwards and forwards, yeah, bit boring. And if I'm going to bring pain into my wrist, these type do it. That repetitive, not moving much, you're like a machine working through. Not for me. Got to be a little bit careful. That is pretty, but oh, the classic granny square. I'm not doing granny squares. If I'm in a nursing home in the future and someone gives me a crocheted rug that is granny squares, I'm not going to be impressed. I want something more decorative, like I probably, you know, something a bit more lacy but sturdy. Yeah, no, can't be a granny square. These 2 books, these aren't too bad. They have a heap of little crocheted motifs in them, but they can be a little lacy. Let's get into it and have a bit of a flip through. But they're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I made a scarf once for my mum. I've actually got it back now in my craft room, where I picked one of these little, have I got it behind me? Yeah, I do. Hang on. Tangent, heading off on a tangent. This is it here. And she loved it. It's sort of when you don't want a scarf but you want something decorative, and you might have a plain coat. So it was just a series of little floralettes all stitched together to create a scarf. And I saw it in the cupboard up at the farm, and I said to Dad, do you want that? And he's like, no. So I brought it back, and it's just hanging on my buffet behind me. And I'm pretty sure that little flower came from one of these books, but there's so many. It's just a gorgeous little book, 144 of them. But I don't think it's suitable for what I want to do, to be honest. Yeah. Like they're the start of something, but yeah, I don't want it as dense as this. Yeah, are they gorgeous? Imagine that linked together as a scarf. That might be good for some of the real lightweight yarns. So we might visit some of these where I've got those random balls of really soft yarns. So it'd be nice to gift some of those to people. All right, let's have a look in this one. That's a beautiful pattern. I've done that one before. Oh, so gorgeous. Look at that one. Yeah, these aren't really what I'm looking for at this stage. Like, I love that. Imagine that just in cream. It'd be so pretty across the end of your bed. Anyway, stay focused, girls. So they're no good. All right, let's keep digging, guys. Granny squares. Yeah, I thought this might have something in it, but there's the African flower that is the basis in the Heidi Bear range of toys. See, they're all pretty, but too loose. Look at that. Too loose. Too loose. Yeah. Good old granny squares. No, there's potential but nothing's jumping out at me here. All right, keep looking. I had a feeling, this is the pattern I've made a lot of, but it's not real good for the nursing home, but makes a beautiful rug. Mango Tree Crafts. It's a free pattern on the internet, Mango Tree Crafts. Makes a gorgeous, quick little medallion, which can be linked together and creates a beautiful, beautiful rug. See what you link them together just with a couple stitches. Absolutely gorgeous. Very quick, but no good for the nursing home. Now, what have I got here? Got all sorts. Oh, I've never made this one. I think Mary Ann did. It was one that I wanted to try. So that's not bad for using up scraps, but it's risky because you might get halfway around and you run out of the colour you need to finish the row. So I don't think we want to go down that. A shawl. I must have printed this off wanting to make it one day. There's definitely some shawl yarn in there. Oh, look at that. That is so pretty. Oh. Stay focused. What have we got here? Be good if I had a picture. Don't know. Alright, that's like a mystery. Don't know what that was all about. That's another one that's good to link together. It's very similar to that, but it's still not the one. That's no good. Mary Ann's made this a lot. It's very pretty in baby yarn. Very, very pretty, very lacy. That one there, it's a bit boring for me, but certainly would get rid of some colours. I think that would work up pretty quickly, actually. All right, what have we got here? Who knows? What have we got here? Oh my goodness. I hope I wasn't thinking of doing curtains at one stage. A valance across a window. Oh my goodness. But I was making a rug for everyone in my family, all my cousins and pretty much their kids. If they were adults with kids, it was their kids. So there was a couple little girls that I must have been considering doing a floral throw for their bed. What have we got here? Oh gosh, isn't that beautiful? Each squares are different. Gosh, it's the colours too, isn't it? They're very dense. No, not for me. I like lacy, small flower. Here we go. Here we go. That's the small flower. Gosh. Memories. That looks like it's a second stage of that other one. Back when I first started, I started keeping a bit of a record of patterns and things. So it's like a little scrapbook, but it didn't last very long. And who got them. So this one went to Chelsea. It was these colours. Oh, the memories. Oh, that one was in like a magazine on the front cover. It was so beautiful. That's what inspired that, but never did actually make that. Oh, this is that little, here, hang on. That's this. And see how you can link it together to do different things. So that went to her Sarah, Chelsea's little sister, and this went to a little cousin. And I was able to get the word love into the colours. She wanted a turquoise rug. Oh, good old Granny Square, the Alyssa. That one I gave to Mary Ann. She still uses it. It's still on her couch. Came up beautifully. Different ways of joining. Oh, yes. That had a rosette between the granny squares. That's a nice way of making you know, a granny rug a little bit more special. So there's a little flower, but it did pucker up. It didn't sit flat. You nearly need to stitch it out. It would sort of look like a bauble in the end. Oh, okay, that was a scarf I made myself. And that is the symbol for the Cancer Foundation. The little ribbon, and that pattern was that. That's what I made for my brother. I'm not a fan of doing these to get that straight edge. Oh, it's a little wonky. This one I made for a cousin. It's a snowdrop. That was fun. Thoroughly enjoyed making that. That's I made for my mother-in-law. Some instructions. What else have I got? Oh, hello. We've got... Oh, okay. Look. There you go. There's the pattern for that one. Well, did I achieve anything? No, I still don't have a pattern. I might have to go further looking, guys, because I haven't found anything that's caught my eye. But I sort of know I want it to be lacy, but a strong lacy. Okay, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to go hunting and find a pattern that is more suitable. I will be back. Bye. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. So a day or so has gone by, and I've finally found a pattern, and I've settled on it, and I've made a few squares, so I'm feeling quite accomplished. So I thought I'll turn the camera back on, show you the pattern. We'll do a bit of crocheting, and this is 2 balls of yarn gone. Well, not quite. I think I've got another square in there. So the yarn I'm using, for those of you who want to join me and maybe have a little crochet, go and grab yourself some 8-ply if you've got it. Number 5, crocheting hook. The pattern or the square is called the Willow square. Now I've put a link below, which is a lady who shows you step by step how to do it. She's brilliant. I've watched her and had a go. I think I did it twice with her. Then I wrote out my very own instructions. So now that I can, you know, just flip to this and away I go. And it's sort of in my own language. That's sort of how I navigate through crocheting patterns. So let me show you the square. I love it. It's working up beautifully. I have added an extra row around the perimeter just to give it a little bit more structure. It's got the lacy feel I liked. It is huge. Mine are working up to 18 centimeters square, which is pretty good. So really, really happy with that. And like I said, I'm on my second ball of yarn. Look at my tension. It'll be right. That'll come out. You do one day and you come back the next day and they're slightly different in size. I know I noticed in the pattern that I miscounted here and only had done 3 double crochet instead of the 5. But 1 was correct, the other 3 were wrong. So I undid it and added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra double crochet, and I finished it and I had about that much yarn left. So it's amazing how tension can be, you know, depending on your mood. But I think these will work a treat. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So this is the test. How many squares do I get out of a ball or 2 balls? So that'll help me plan, you know, the rug in the future. All right, I've got my notes to one side. I'm not going to show you those because they're sort of in my shorthand, but I need to see them at a glance. So if you're ready to go and you want to crochet with me, grab your gear. You might want to pause the video and come back to me. But the rest of you, I'm sure you're doing something like slow stitch or journaling or whatever. You might be cleaning your house, you poor things. But anyway, you'll be listening. We've got about 40 minutes, half an hour left to our video. So I'm just going to start another square. I'll talk you through it just in case you did want to follow along. So we're starting with 4 chain, which we're going to link together. So this is not a tutorial. Let me just say, this is a Corinne version of a pattern that she's had to play with and probably has adjusted without even realizing. So we're doing 3 chain up to start our double crochet ring around that center, which are all going into that center. See, it's not a tutorial. This is, you need to listen to someone doing this. There's actually a few videos out there of the Willow square. So yeah, if I'm really bugging you at the way I'm doing this, go and watch a tutorial, because this is a sit and yap and crochet video. So the plan is to have 16 double crochets into the center of that little ring we created, which was 4 chain. So I'm just going to soldier on. There's a thread in there from slow stitching. I'm trying my darndest to keep Fudgy away from all this too, because the last thing you want to do is gift a rug that has cat hair in it. So he's been 1, 2, 3 put aside to, you know, avoid that situation. And I clean my surface before I start. I really do not want pussycat hair in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's the goal. Slip stitch into that first chain 3 and we should have 16. Double check, Corinne. Just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, we can proceed. Then it's a chain 4. The first 3 are for the double crochet, and then there's a single crochet linking the next few double crochets. So a chain 1. I'm not even going to use the right terms, guys. I'm yapping, trying to keep the majority of you entertained. So those who are crocheting, good luck. But I'd say you are experienced and you will know what I'm up to. That's what I'm hoping. This is for a very experienced crocheter. So I'm doing a double crochet into the top of the previous double crochets with a chain 1 between each double crochet. It's giving me this little gap. And when I get around, we will check that we still have 16. I wonder if I can pull this square out without jiggering it up. I will pause the video for my little check counting episodes don't line up. I'll pause it, pull it apart, work out where we've gone pear-shaped. Now that should be 16, which we're going to join in there, but let's do a count first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yep, we're good to go. So let's link it into the 3rd chain. All right, now we're going to 3 chain to create another double crochet. Then we're going to put 2 double crochets into that gap, and then we're going to put 1 into the top of the double crochet from the previous round. So it's 2, 2, and then 1 into the top. Be disappointing if I don't have enough yarn to finish this square. I should do. I sort of lost the feel for what distance you get out of yarn, because I haven't done it for a little while. So hopefully it'll all go to plan. So this is quite a tight little row, this one. This helps sort of anchor the center of your granny square. Well, it's not really a granny square, it's a square. That's why I sort of was drawn to it, because it's got that nice solid center. Then it gets a little bit lacy, and then it finishes with a solid border, and then I added another row just to make sure it was, you know, reasonably solid. And I think it's pretty too. Like I said, if I was in a nursing home and someone handed me a granny square crocheted rug, be a bit disappointed when there's so many beautiful patterns out there. And I think they deserve something pretty, don't you? That's why I like how Marianne has put that lacy border on that purple one. I think that's just so pretty. We'll be doing that. I have to get her to show me what she did there. It's going to be fun putting them all together. I'm going to have all of these gorgeous squares. I feel like Kate from Last Homely House, her channel, when she's got her board and she pieces together her quilts using all of the different elements that she's created. I just, love it. Now, I didn't get that one right on the top of that double crochet. It slid into the gap. We don't want that. So I believe from memory, this row should have 48. If we've done it right. Nearly there. I think we're on row number 3. Yes, we are. Just glancing at my little notes there. And, oh, come on, don't do that. Because I glanced at my notes and took the eye off the hook. I think we can join it now. Let's just do a quick count, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This is boring viewing for you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 2, 4, 6. Oh, there's a gap here. Oh, phew. Oh my goodness. Thinking, how did I get it wrong? Haven't quite finished. So we got one into the top. Oh my goodness. I think I just had heart failure. There we go. There's the 2 we're missing. We can join. I stopped a little bit too soon. All right. Whew. Now, this is where we create some loops that we stitch into. So we're there and we're creating some loops now around the perimeter that we can then do all of this stitching in. So that's where we're at. I might leave that there so you can glance at it too if you're wanting to know where I'm at. So we are going to single crochet into there, or slip stitch, whatever you want. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 2 and single crochet that. That's the first corner. Then we're doing 3, skipping 2, joining in again with a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, and again. Pretty easy this row. 1, 2, 3. That's the repeat. So that gives us a corner and some little bumps. See, it's real technical, isn't it? You will not be surprised by this video, I'm sure. 3, 4, 5, that she doesn't even use the right terminology. No one have a crack at me for not using the right terminology. I will ignore you. So we're going to anchor the row. That's the next corner. And now we're doing those little 3s. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And anchor him down with a single crochet. And we're doing it one more time. Skip 2 double crochets, anchor it down to the 3rd. And we're back to the other corner, which was 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're skipping 2, anchor it down. 1, 2. And we're anchoring it. 1, 2, 3. There's a little thread in there from the slow stitch world. 1, 2, 3. Whoop. Settle down, girl. She's getting a bit too racy here. The coffee's kicking in now. Okay, 3, 3. Yep. All right. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And anchor that corner down, and we're on the home straight. 3 little singles, not singles, chains. Gosh, I know I'm saying the wrong words. Doesn't matter. This is not a crocheting channel. This is, and we're back to where we are. Yes. Okay, so anchor that down. Whoop. In there, girl. All right, so we're sitting just before that corner because now we are going to crochet into all of these little loops we just created. So we're going to do 3. That is what we're classing as a double crochet. Let me just turn the page to make sure did we do that right? No, we're supposed to be slip stitching into the loop. Hang in there, guys, those who are crocheting with me. Oh. All right, we're slip stitched into the loop. Now we're going to do 3 chain and 4 double crochet, which then is the 5, which is the pattern that we'll be popping back to in a minute. So there's 5 double crochet. Of course, the first one is 3 chain to get us up there. Then we're going to do 3 chain and another 5 into the other side, and that gives us that corner. So far, having done those squares, I haven't felt the old wrist pain come back that I had years ago, which is good. Gosh, I was starting to think I'd need surgery on my wrist if I was to continue. It was really just, yeah, not good. So there's the corner. We're now going to anchor that corner, and then this middle loop out of those 3 is going to have 7 in it of double crochet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Anchor it down, that little scallop. And now we're back to the corner where we're going to do 5 of those double crochets. Then we're going to do a chain 3 and another 5, and that rounds out that corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, oops, 1, 2, 3. If this piques your interest and you've never crocheted, go to that YouTube link and follow it through. But have a go at a basic granny square first, or get someone to at least show you a basic granny square. There's plenty of tutorials out there. Okay, I think we've got 5. Yep. Let's anchor that corner down here with a single crochet. There's our loop, and we need 7 into there of these doubles. But yeah, don't use this video to teach yourself how to crochet, guys. If you can learn to crochet from my video, oh, you're a genius and you've missed your calling. Because I'm trying to go as fast as I can too, so that we get an hour and don't go too long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Anchor him down with a single crochet. Now we're back to that corner, which was, you guessed it, 5 double crochets. So who's stitching out there with slow stitch? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's crocheting? Who's doing housework? Who's knitting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 chain, now the 5. Love to know what you're up to. So this video, I'm recording it ahead of time, but I believe I will post it on New Year's Day. Happy New Year's, everyone. I'm probably 2 weeks prior. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Happy New Year, everyone. So 7. If it's not New Year's Day, well then it might be a couple days into the new year. I'm just not sure. I thought I'm going to get this started. I've got a house full of people coming over New Year's. I'm not even sure what videos I will be putting up for you guys, so it could be a bit random. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're missing videos, you can just say, well, Corinne is entertaining. She's making grazing platters by the heaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I know I've got some friends coming up from Melbourne that are staying for a week, and then there'll be blow-ins, freeloading fishermen. I'm sure my house or my garage is full of inflatable swimming apparatuses for the lake, and you watch, they'll all ping off home and they'll leave the bloomin' things behind. Aldi has come out with all of these blow-up toy things that you can sit in and float, bless them. And I'm sure my garage will be full of them. Happens all the time. You hang on to it. We don't need a blow-up kayak in Brisbane. Of course you don't. Yeah, what the hang. Just stack it in the corner with the rest of the blow-up toys. That's what happened last time I had the house up here at Burrum. We seem to acquire all of these inflatable toys. So if you're watching this, what have I done wrong there? Something's gone pear-shaped, guys. I knew this had happened because I was yakking. Oh, look, what have I done? Okay, I'm going to need to pause the video because where have I gone wrong? Yeah, I've gone wrong. All right, I know I had 48, so I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to go back, work out where I've gone wrong because I should have 3 loops. What a classic. All right, guys, back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. I don't know what went wrong there. I missed a stitch somewhere, which didn't give me that extra loop, but I'm back to where we were. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's all sorted now. I was obviously trying to make an octagon, not a square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Anchor that guy down, and that row is now complete. Yep, so let me have a look at the instructions. What were we supposed to do there? Create the corners, end with a slip stitch, which I've done. Okay, chain 3. Okay, so let's slip stitch down into that little gap. Okay, so now we've got our corners, we've got our scallops. That's better. No, it's still wrong. Oh, this is hilarious. You guys must be loving this. See this? I've got a corner here, corner here, corner here, and a corner here. So I need to pick this. Oh my goodness, this is... Told you it was not a tutorial. I'm not going to edit this out because this is hilarious. I know some squares work beautifully, others, not so much. All right, back in a moment. I need to unpick this and get this point here. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, back in a minute. We're back. We now have our corners. Oh my goodness. So no comments out there, you professionals who probably are shaking your heads about now. Like I said, this is not a tutorial. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to yibby yabba and crochet at the same time. That takes skill, let me tell you, as you can see by the events unfolding. So what did we just do then? We did three chain to get us into the air, 5 to get us across to the corner. Then we're doing another 3 chain. We're doing a little quick lap around 5, the outer edge, to create another bridge, if you will, to put the final row of stitches into. So that was a double crochet down into the gully. So we're creating that around the outside. So let's go 3 chain, I believe is what it was. On the 4th double crochet of the 7 below, we do a single. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to drop a double crochet down into that gully there. Do you like the way I describe it? This is how I get it into my brain. And when I'm concentrating and not yibby-yabbering, it just all happens. I knew this video would be a circus, but what the hang? 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm having a ball. If Mary Ann's watching this, she'll just be shaking her head going, that is so typical of that girl. Mary Ann's very quiet and precise. 3, 4, 5. So when we're crocheting back in the day, I'd be yibber-yabbering away, and I think I used to drive her nuts because she's concentrating and I'm yapping, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, I've gone wrong. I just can't sit quietly. 1, 2, 3, down into the gully with a double crochet. Now 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lord help anyone who is trying to keep up with me. Go to the tutorial, like I said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've lost track of how long this video is, and while I was crocheting that row that was still wrong, you know, where I had my corner in the wrong spot, I was thinking about this video I'm making. It is definitely going up on New Year's Day, so definitely Happy New Year's, everyone. Hope you had a lovely time. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and across to that corner. 1, 2, 3 to create the little loop at the top. I've got 2 more rows after this, and I will leave you alone because this is probably 3, 4, 4, 5, the most painful crocheting you've ever witnessed. Oh, it's funny. It's fun, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's giving my fingers a bit of a rest too. The old stitching and my fingers, they're pretty sore lately. So it'll be nice to have something that I can just pick up. Oh, now hang on. We did 3 chain there to create a potential attachment point for, there we go. Let's check it. That's looking good. Yep. Oh, and it's still a square. That's a win. All right, last row technically. If you go to the YouTube video, this is the last row. So we're going to slip stitch into the chain, which I've done. 1, 2, 3, and 4 double crochet. No, that's not right. Doesn't seem right. I'm sitting out there in the open. I've got to slip stitch into that chain 5 from below. Yep, that's better. So now I'm in that gap. 1, 2, 3. We need 5. 1 double crochet, 2, 3, 4. So including the chain 3, there's 5. Now we're in the corner. We do 3 double crochet. 1, 2, plus 3 chain. Hate to think how long this video is now. I might be okay, but I bet I'm not. Oh well. You're going to be made to sit here and watch this slow train wreck. There's the corner, 3 chain, 3 double crochet. Now we need 5 into this chain 5 gap from the previous row. Three, 4, 5. So remember, hashtag busting, what was it? I've forgotten. Stash Busting 2024 is how you can find anyone else out there that's doing what I'm doing, picking something in their craft room to do something with and then donating it, which is the #1 rule. Okay. Let's now jump over to here and we need 5, whoops, drop the thread, 5 double crochet. I'll get to this corner, then I might pause the video, have a look at what I've done so far time-wise, and that will tell me if I can come straight back and carry on my merry way, or I need to scoop this row along and finish it because I'm going well and truly over the hour. I think I'm okay, but I won't know until I stop it. Okay, I'll just finish another 4 double crochet. Find it hard to stop. I just want to finish. You know, when you want to go and start dinner and you just want to finish the row or finish the square and another 20 minutes goes by? That's what happens with me. All right, that's looking good. Okay, I'm going to pause it. Check our time clock, and that'll know whether I come back and this is finished and we do the final row or whatever. I'll just be back in a minute. Okay guys, I've just put together all of those little clips and we were at 57 minutes. So there is no way I'm going to finish this in 3 minutes. So I decided just to turn the video back on and carry on my merry way and whatever. 3 minutes will go by and we'll probably go 10 minutes past the hour, but that's okay. It's all good. Let me just check what I'm doing here because I'm yibber-yabbering and not concentrating. So that needs to be 3, yes, 3, 5. So I need 1 more. And then we're at the corner. So it's a cute little square, isn't it? The Willow square. Let me know if you know of the pattern, if you've made it before. 1, 2, 3, and then into the corner again to finish it with 3 double crochet. I apologise to anyone who was trying to follow along because, you know, it was an adventure, but you've got the video, so it's all good. Need 5 into this. I can hear Fudgy snoring. I don't know if you guys can. I've put the cat to sleep. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're into the center of the square, so we just need 3 into that gap. 3 double crochet. And another 3 into there. Whether I've followed the pattern from the tutorial to a T, I don't know. Where it seems to adjust for me is when you're changing into the next row. Sometimes it's a slip stitch, sometimes it's a single crochet, and the placement of it, often that gets lost in translation with me as I do a few squares. It'll probably just be a slip stitch where it should have probably been a single crochet. That's what I usually find. The rest I seem to get into my brain, and it's all about muscle memory. Patterns sort of get into your head, and then you can literally watch TV once you've made a few. And as long as you have those checkpoints where you just double check that you've got the right number of stitches, you're pretty much going to be okay. And the extra row that I was talking about, which I add after this one, which is not in the tutorial, purely for stability, it must have 28 stitches. And that then will make it easy for me to join these squares when I create my blanket, because I've got those 28 stitches there. And if I've only got 27, it's very hard to connect. So that's probably the final check. Well, it is. And I then weave in the threads from the beginning, you know, this guy and the one at the end, and it's done. And then I'll place it in the drawer for a rainy day. Okay, we're coming home here at the final gap. Well, if anything, it's been a bit of a giggle as you've watched me slip stitch these two together. So that should be correct. We should have 5, 3, 3, 5, 3, 3, 5, 3, 3, 5, 3, 3, 5, 3, 3, 5. Yep. You can proceed to the next level. Now, this is the Corinne row. So I'm going to chain up to get me a double crochet, perfect English, to get me another double crochet. And I'm just putting now a double crochet into the top of all the double crochets. This is just about stability. And then when I get to the corner, I do the usual 3. Chain 3. I wish I had have done right at the very beginning a chain 2 or even a chain 1. That would have made that corner quite tight in the blanket, but I didn't. It will be okay, but I wish in reflection I had have tightened that corner up, you know, so when they all joined would have been really tight, but I didn't. This is where you can come unstuck if you're doing the extra row. Sometimes you miss this first stitch, that first double crochet, you need to pop one in there. If you count your row up and you've got 27, you can guarantee you've missed that first stitch. And then you're on your way again. Across the top, a double crochet. Hate to think how long we are now. We're definitely over the hour. Like I said, Happy New Year, guys. Hope you had a lovely night. For the first time in many years, we actually had friends over and we didn't go to bed at 10 o'clock. Goodness me. Mind you, I certainly felt like going to bed at 10 o'clock most years. But who knows? As I said, I'm filming this ahead of time, so I hope it all went to plan, and I hope I managed to stay up past 10 o'clock, or did I sneak off? Okay. So, yeah. All right, we're coming down to the final side, and we will do our count if all has gone to plan, and 3, and then I'm do the chain 3. You might want to do chain 1 there if you want your squares to come in tight when they get joined together. And there's that sneaky one. It's got to go in, otherwise you will be 1 short. Okay, let's just stop and count 28. Drum roll. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Have I got 8 there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bingo, we've done it. How are we going for time? 7 minutes past. Well, 7 minutes, nearly 8. So a little bit over the hour. We'll do another row. What the hang? It's riveting viewing. It's been entertaining, hasn't it? I knew I'd jigger it up. I know when I'm concentrating and it's quiet, the squares are perfect. When I'm chatting to someone, like I did a catch up with Susanna, I was stitching some and I jiggered them all the time. And then later that night I did some more and they were all perfect. And then we put a movie on that I actually was interested in watching, so I kept looking up at the TV and there was just errors all the time. So it was quite a long square. It took forever to get it finished. And I did one this morning just to refresh the pattern in my mind, and I listened to one of Rachel's videos, and I think the video that Rachel did, Roxy Creations Rachel, for the newbies out there, she was doing some Christmas crafting. It was about 42 minutes and I did the square in the time that she had her video going. And I thought, well, that'll work. I can tell you all about the project for 20 minutes and then stitch a square in 40 minutes and there's the hour. So that was the rough measure. All right, we're at the other side. We got 28. 3, 6, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Have we got 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yahoo, buckaroo. We'll just keep going. I'm sure those of you who aren't interested have already tuned out. The rest of you are sitting there stitching. You're doing something. There's that sneaky one. Let's get him in. Got him. Okay. Cruising along the final straight, bar the little bit we've got to do on the third last straight. So remember, if you're searching for a video on YouTube, you can type in there a hashtag and that will bring up all the videos that have those hashtags in their description or in the title. It's a really clever way of finding, you know, other videos. Let's say you wanted to look at butterflies. You could do hashtag butterflies and you will be into the rabbit hole of butterflies. Or hashtag Roxy Creations. Hashtag Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. And that will bring all of the YouTube people up that have added that hashtag into their description. But you've got to have the exact words. If you just had hashtag craft, hashtag stitching, well, it'd take the hashtag craft could take you anywhere. You've got to put the exact in, which sometimes, you know, it doesn't hurt to put a random word in and see where it takes you if you're looking for some new content to watch. So we are at that corner. Can you hear Fudgy? He just went, oh, he's snoring and sleep talking. All right, 28, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Have we got 8 left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're nearly there. Last bit. then I'll leave you in peace and quiet so you can go visit your stashes, guys. Remember, it's got to be a donation, op shop, or a gift. Things that you just don't need anymore. Create some space for the adventures ahead. The year of 2024. Okay. Coming along, the final straight, and we have a square. I have still a bit of yarn left. Would not be enough to make another pink, and I believe there were only 2 balls of pink in the drawer. So I will have a tiny itty bitty bit left, which can be used maybe in a multicolored one. I don't know. I'll pop it back in the drawer, this little itty bitty bit. Okay, and I believe we are there. Let's do our count. 28. Okay, 3, 6, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boy, oh boy, we've made it. So in the description, I'll also add a link to that Sophie's Universe, if that caught someone's eye as maybe a challenge for 2024. It's definitely a challenge, and I will link the YouTube channel that actually where it's talked through by someone. And so if you're a YouTube crocheter, not a pattern reader as such, or if you are a pattern reader, you can actually get the book. I think it was printed a few years ago, so pretty sure it'd be still out there. Just weaving through. There's different ways of weaving off your ends. You can work them into the next row. You can do a few different things, but that is what I like to do. So that's all finished. Now you can block these where you put them on pegs on a board and that, then dampen them down, and then they dry in the position. It helps to form the shape more square-like, but I'm not going to bother, because once they're all crocheted together, they will just mold together beautifully. So there you go, guys. Another square in my pile. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So that's from 2 balls of yarn, 100 grams, 283 meters. This yarn comes from Spotlight for all the Aussie girls out there if you're wanting to take up crocheting. I do have different dye lots, which is risky, but when I got the second one out, I couldn't pick. And if they get all mixed up, no one's ever going to know. So I've got this tiny little bit left. That is definitely not enough to do a square. So I'm going to call hot fuchsia pink done. And my little scrap might become, who knows, it could become some little flowers. Who knows? But that's a good start. I'm going to pop these in the drawer, and as the year goes on, hopefully that drawer is full of these, or things that can be made into something. So yeah, look after yourselves, have a great day, rest up because New Year's is just gone, and yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.